Hi there and welcome to my channel, or welcome back depending on the case. In today's video I thought it would be a good idea to check how we can insert a row in a data table at the position we desire, not only at the last position. And we will also do it in two ways. We'll do it with activities, and for those of you who prefer the code, I will also show you the code. Both ways will be quite easy. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, let's start with an assign, but before that we need to read a CSV just to get the data table, to have an example for you. Okay, this will give us the data table. Let's make data table called dt. Okay, and now, so we need to add a row. Okay, so we need a variable of this type. We have the data table, and let's call it insert row, just to know we have to insert it. The type is data row. In case you do not have it, and most probably you won't, you can browse for types, and this data row, just sorry, data row, you'll have it here. Okay, so once we have the row, let's say we have to initialize it. Insert row, we give it the value just to have the type from our data table. We'll use it like this, our dt. Okay, and we give it new row. So it will be, we initialize it with a new row or from our data table. Okay, quick reminder, if you like the video, please subscribe to our channel. It will help us a lot since we are just starting with it. So now we have the row, and we have to give it some values. Okay, let's use an assign insert row dot item array. It will be easier like this. So now let's define some values. You can add all the values. We will do it just to be quicker. We'll have some values from let's say we will put 11 because in the data table we have 10 rows. Okay, let's give it some ID. That would be the second column. The comma is missing here. Okay, and we need the first name now. Let's put it like this. Okay, you can give all the colors in your, all the values in your case. It will be fine. Okay, and now what we have to do is to insert it. In order to insert it, we can use the invoke method activity. Okay, and target type, we leave it to null. Target object, we will use our data table rows collection. Okay, so we have dt.rows, and that method name, as method name, we will use insert at. And now be very careful, because you have to provide parameters for it. Okay, and the order is very important. Make sure the first one you have, it's the data row, and the second one is the position you want. Okay, we have we have data row, we have insert row in our case, and then you have integer, and the position, let's say 2. Okay, keep in mind it starts from 0. Okay, and that will be all for this part, and just to see our results, we write the data table. Okay, we have let's say here inserted that CSV. Okay. Okay. Let's make it string as it needs to be. In our project, okay, I had one edited. Let's delete this one. We won't need it. Okay, we deleted that one. Let's test our so what it ended. We should see now a new file here. So as I said, we have 0, 1, 2. The second row would be with that count with the values we provided. We did 11, some ID, first name here. Okay. Now let's test it the other way. Let's delete this. Okay. As I said, we will also check the code. Okay. So to start with the code, we have to, let's say, remove a lot of this. We'll start with this one. Also this one, the invoke method we won't need. So we basically need nothing from what we had, and we will use invoke code this time, and the code is quite easy. We declare, let's say, insert row here as data row. Okay, and we assign it as just as we did in activity, in assign activity. Okay, we have new row here, and now what we did before, we give it a value. Let's give it a value. Insert row dot item array. Okay, let's give it same as before. We have, let's put 12 this time. Okay, again my ID. Okay, and name. Once again, you can fill in all the values. So, and now to insert it. Okay, it's data table. Okay, again in our rows collection, so we put rows, insert at, just as we did before, and since okay is not insert here, insert, now it's correct written, insert row, and we have to provide the position as integer. So this should be the code. Let's see, seems fine. Okay, we have an issue, and of course it does not know our data table. Okay, so we have to provide it with our data table. Let's put dt in, it's in out because we need the output value also. We put data table here and dt again. Okay, now we have the data table also for input and for output, so we may write it. Okay, let's test this part. Now let's see if we get the same thing. Not this. Okay, let's see our file. Okay, so again we got the same result. We had inserted a row on the position we desired. Some of you may like the code, which it's easy to write, just one activity. You can play with it as you like. You can also add various arguments. You can provide it the value directly as an argument. You can provide it directly the row with all the values. So now in case you want to use it at XAML file that you want to invoke from another part. Okay, let's say we have in main, I already put these two activities that we have here. Okay, so in order to be able to invoke it, we would do the following. Let's make the data row argument. Okay, I did convert this one to argument. It's in and out. Of course, you want the data table back. You can also have the row, it will remain, it depends, but I would use something different as an argument here. I will use, let's say, now let's name it correctly, in values. Okay, that will be an array of we'll make it array of object or string, as you like. Let's go with string. Okay, we'll make it string and we'll have the position also. This one will be integer. So we won't need this, we won't need this. So we can make it with the code. Let's leave the code, is the same. As I said before, you edit the arguments, so you won't have it. Let's enable this one. Okay, so now we have the insert row. We define the variable that we have here. We added our data table input new row. We'll get the values this time. We won't have this one. We'll have values in values here. Okay, and here we will have dt the same. Okay, in our collection we'll have the same except the position. We will use in position here. Okay, those will be all the changes. Let's say now we have to invoke it here and provide the arguments. We have the data table values. Okay, we shouldn't have deleted that, but we'll put something less than 13 this time. 13, and again blah blah id and new name. Okay, just as before. Position, let's say 3 this time. 3. You can use of course variables here also. So this way we can invoke the row. It depends on your need this way, but this way you can invoke and add multiple rows each time you need with the desired values, so you don't have to write it over and over again. Okay, so let's delete this one. Okay, we have it open. Let's close it. Okay, so now let's run it. Okay, it finished. We should have the file here, and once again we have the desired results. So choose the way you want to use it. Hope you enjoyed my video, and in case you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe to support us to be able to provide more content like this in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.